Hello, word nerds. Hello, everybody. How is it going with you? What's another way to say word nerd? I don't know. Not a lot of things rhyme with it, I feel like. I heard that you like the words, you word nerds. Okay, let's just talk about the words. This is it's 2 episodes I'm recording in a row. It is still September 4th. It is now 10:48 a.m. in my work office. The first word in this episode is Elijah, or Elijah. I don't know how you want to say the J sound. Ja or ja. Capital Elijah. Noun from 1587. And then, of course, we have to remind ourselves that in the previous episode, we had Elias, which is just Elijah. So, who is Elijah? Elijah is a Hebrew prophet of the 9th century BC who, according to the account of number 1 Kings, championed the worship of Jehovah as against Baal, B-A-A-L. I don't know anything about any of this stuff that I just read. All I know is from celebrating Passover every year, and you gotta leave a chair for Elijah. Why? What did he do? He championed the worship of Jehovah as against Baal. So he was like, I think you should worship Jehovah, and I don't think you should worship Baal. I don't think I've ever heard of Baal. Huh. It's a Hebrew name, Elijah. Again, as we saw in the previous episode, Elijah with a Y instead of a J, and it just sort of transformed into a J over the years. Don't they mention that in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? That what did they say in the old alphabet? I think that's definitely how they said it. The old alphabet, it's a Y instead of a J. And I think they were talking about Jehovah in that context. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, the sound effect will be boo. The next word is eliminate. Verb from 1568, starting with transitive. 1A, to put an end to or get rid of. And the synonym is remove, as in eliminate errors. I don't eliminate my errors in this podcast. I leave it all in, pretty much, and you get to hear all of my mistakes. And then if I find out that I made a mistake, I put it in the show notes, and I say, whoopsies, I screwed up. 1B, to remove from consideration, as in eliminate someone as a suspect. We are not considering them to be a suspect anymore. For some reason, we think they're safe. We think that they had nothing to do with the crime that was committed. We can eliminate you. 1C, to remove from further competition by defeating, as in the team was eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. And I bet you they felt pretty crappy about that. Oh no, we don't get to play more games. We just have to sit and watch other people play the games. We want to play the games. We like games. 2, to expel as waste from the living body. Oh, what might you be eliminating from your living body? Well, things can go usually one direction or another direction, up or down. Either way, you're eliminating it. Number 3, to cause as the To cause as an unknown, to disappear by combining 2 or more mathematical equations. Hoo-hoo! We're making numbers and things disappear when we're putting math equations together. Eliminate the things to simplify. So those were all transitive. Here's intransitive, which is to expel waste from the living body. Oh, excuse me. I gotta go eliminate something. I need to eliminate some things. Elimination, here we come. Eliminative, that is an adjective. And eliminator, that is a noun. Oh, that's a great villain name. the eliminator. They're going to eliminate the people that they don't like. This word is from the Latin verb eliminare, which is from the e prefix plus limen or limen, which means threshold. Threshold. So, what's the verb eliminare? What does that mean? Something about a threshold? I don't know. It doesn't say. It's not very clear. It's confusing. Something about getting rid of stuff, I guess. Wah! The next word is elimination. Noun from 1627. This is the act, process, or an instance of eliminating or discharging. As A, the act of discharging or excreting waste products from the body. It's time for an elimination. Go sit on the toilet and do some eliminating. Now we're going to keep on going. B, the removal from a molecule or the constituents of a simpler molecule. Wait, what? The removal from a molecule of the constituents of a simpler molecule. So you're removing the constituents of a simpler molecule from a molecule. As in, ethylene is formed by the elimination of water from ethanol. Aha. So you got some ethanol just sitting right there, and then you take the water out of the ethanol, and then you have ethylene. It says compared to the number 4 definition for the word addition. Now, wait a minute. Addition, that's when you're adding something, but elimination is about removing something. Huh, okay. Oh, yeah, compare. So it's like that's the opposite. Yeah, compare and contrast. Wah! Next is Eliza. All caps, E-L-I-S-A, Eliza, or Elisa. Noun from 1971. The synonym, this is what ELISA stands for, enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. Enzyme-linked, those are linked by a hyphen. That's the E and the L. Immunosorbent, that would be the I and the S. And then assay, A-S-S-A-Y, that is the A, ELISA. And I don't know anything about an enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. Are we going to see that in here? Let's see. Oh, we might have to go. It's too many pages to look at. Wah! Next is Elisha. Elisha. So it's, I guess the previous one is Elisa, and this next one is Elisha. Capital E-L-I-S-H-A. Looks similar, maybe, to Elijah and Elisa, or Elias, sorry. So, Elisha is a noun from the 14th century, a Hebrew prophet and disciple and successor of Elijah. Oh, interesting, interesting. Elijah was like, your name is very similar to mine. Why don't you become a disciple and prophet of me? Come, follow in my footsteps. Let's support Jehovah, but not Baal. I don't know anything about these people. Wah! Next is Elysian. Elysian, actually. And then this one is related to the word in the previous episode, elide, which looked to be all about removing things, pretty much. And so, Elysian is a noun from 1581, 1a, the use of a speech form that lacks a final or initial sound, which a variant speech form has. Okay. The use of a speech form that lacks a final or initial sound, which a variant speech form has. So another speech form has this, this final or initial sound, but then this other speech form doesn't have it. So that's elision. Kinda? There's an example. Okay, so it says as the apostrophe S instead of the word is in theirs. So you have the word theirs, T-H-E-R-E apostrophe S. And so it's like, let's figure this out. I'm sure it's not that complicated. The use of a speech form that lacks a final or initial sound, which a variant speech form has. So one speech form says there is, I guess, and another speech form just says theirs. They contract it into one word, theirs. Hey, there's a dog. Let's go pet the dog. Because you've removed something from there is. You've removed the space in the I. I don't know. I'm just guessing on exactly what it means in this context. 1B, the omission of an unstressed vowel or syllable in a verse to achieve a uniform metrical pattern. And so that, I think, is exactly what I suggested in the previous episode, because I'm the smartest person in the world. When you take the word ever, remove the V, it becomes a shortened word, and you're using it in verse to achieve a uniform metrical pattern. You'll say, I want to use the word ever here, but it's got too many dang syllables, so I got this very specific metrical... I got very specific meters, a metrical pattern that I need to stick to, but there's no other word that I can use, so I'm just going to get rid of the V because who wants it anyway? And then it becomes a whole new word. Number 2 for elision. The act or an instance of omitting something, and the synonym is omission. Elision, omission. That's it for that word. Ew. The next word is elite. You can say elite, 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 E-L-I-T-E. I just say elite. Noun from 1823, 1A, the choice part. The choice part, the choiciest of the parts. The synonym is the word cream, as in the elite of the entertainment world. And so, okay, the elite of the entertainment world, the cream of the crop, the best, the top, the most talented. We choose them to be our elite. I have feelings about this, I guess. Yes, it's how is the we look up to them so much. They're so talented. We want to be like them. We want to watch them perform. And they have a lot of say. They have a lot of control. They have a lot of power and money, probably. That can have some problems with it. Not everybody's like that. Clearly, it's just an interesting thing. Coming from somebody who is so not that. 1B, this is the best of a class, as in super achievers who dominate the computer elite. And that is a quote from Marilyn Chase. So, the computer elite. This feels like a very old quote, I'm guessing. The computer elite are the people who are very good at computers, and they achieve a lot because they are super achievers. The best of a class. I don't know. Well, okay, so how is that different from 1A? 1B is the best. They're the best of the best. 1A is the choice part. Would that not be the best of the best? How is that different than the best? I don't know. 1C, the socially superior part of society, as in how the French-speaking elite was changing. That is a quote from The Economist. That's a magazine, a journal, something like that. How the French-speaking elite was changing. So they are socially superior. Who gets to say that somebody is more superior than somebody else? I don't know. I don't get it. Makes no sense to me because not a single person on this planet is superior to other people on this planet, or animals for that matter. But still, in society, in culture, it still has this thing. Oh, they're the elite. They're the best. They have control and power and all that. And so it's just this weird thing that exists in culture and society, even though it means nothing, but it means something. I don't know. Okay, so that is that one. 1D now. A group of persons who, by virtue of position or education, exercise much power or influence, as in members of the ruling elite. How did they get there? Why are they considered the elite? Because they were born into it, probably, or they're extremely talented in some way and somehow got to that point. I think birth is the biggest thing. And so it's like you're born into this situation, and so that group of people keep on holding that elite power, and then everybody else is born into their situations, and they keep on going there unless you can find a way to pull out of one or the other. Those groups of people just sort of stay there, and it's very irritating. Members of the ruling elite. Okay. Education, that's another part of it. They keep on getting the better education, and everybody else is not getting so much better education. Then they learn how to talk like me. 1E, a member of such an elite. This is usually used in plural, as in, the elites pursuing their studies in Europe. Yeah, if you're in another country, another area other than Europe, and you have this money and power and class and fame, whatever it is, you have the ability to go study wherever you want. Maybe there's better schools over there in Europe. You're like, I want a better education, so I'm going to go over there because I can. That, by the way, that is a quote from Robert Wernick, the elites pursuing their studies in Europe. I sure didn't do that because I can barely speak my own language. Number 2 for elite. A typewriter type providing 12 characters to the linear inch. 12 characters to the linear inch. I am not familiar with this. So in 1 inch, it's about that big. The scale in this video means nothing because I could go like that and it looks much bigger and I can squish my head, or I can go back here and it looks different. Okay, so in 1 inch, you can get 12 characters, 12 letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. But elite, how is that elite? What is that? I'm confused. Let's put information in the show notes for elite in terms of a typewriter type that gives 12 characters in 1 inch. Elite is also an adjective. Okay, where is this word from? It's from French. Let's see, from the French verb, I don't know how to say it, élire, yeah, they probably don't say the S, élire, maybe, and that means to choose. So it's the people that we have chosen to represent us, to be the best, to be the people that we look up to, and all those things. That's the elite. Clearly, I have some mixed feelings about the elite. Whap! The next word is, now I believe, now let's see. Well, it's the words elite and elitism, which is our next word. But both of these words have an accent on the E at the start. It's the one that goes down on the left and up on the right and makes a sound like boop. These, by the way, are the chiefly British variations of elite and elitism, and I don't know if they're pronounced differently because it doesn't say how they are pronounced. Elite, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they emphasize the E. Maybe they say elite or eliteism. I don't know. Wah! Next is elitism. Noun from 1947. Now wait, elite is from 1823. Elitism is 124 years later. Number 1, leadership or rule by an elite. So the elite people, a person who is an elite, is they get to practice elitism. They rule things, they have leadership because they just happen to be in that position of power. 2, the selectivity of the elite, especially, the synonym is snobbery. And so the elite, maybe some of them like to be snobbish. They have snobbery, the selectivity. So they get to select who else joins the elite. They get to practice elitism. I want to practice elitism. I want to be elite, not because of fame and fortune and those types of things, but only because I want to be in a position where I want to have, first of all, a bigger platform to talk about equality and help those who need it, and not have these huge disparities between the rich and the poor and all those things. I want to have a bigger platform to talk about these things. Not that other people aren't talking about it, but I want to help. I want to do what I can. And, this little podcast is a start of that. And then also, to add on to that, just to have that platform, and then just to be able to do something, to talk about it, and then to hopefully be able to do something, to put my money where my mouth is if I ever had money. So, that's, to me, one reason, maybe the only reason really, to be an elite. And so you can actually use your power for good. With great power comes great responsibility. Friggin' Spider-Man. That's what you're supposed to do if you're an elite. You gotta use your power for good. Otherwise, you're not helping anything. That's what I think. Okay, number 3 for elitism: consciousness of being or belonging to an elite. You're very conscious of it. Okay, elitist is a noun or an adjective. So you can be part of the elite. You can be an elite. But once the word elitism or elitist, I think those words have a lot more negative connotation, because it sort of has this meaning of thinking you're better than everybody else and acting like you're better than everybody else. And there are a lot of people who are elites who do not do that, but there clearly are a lot who do that. And yes, I said do. And so you can be elite and not be elitist. And that, I think, is what we need more of. Have we finished talking about that word? Yes. Wah! The next word is elixir. E-L-I-X-I-R. Noun from the 14th century. 1A. Oh, 1A1. Excuse me. Pardon me. I apologize. 1A1. A substance held capable of changing base metals into gold. I don't think this exists. I think people wanted it to exist. They wanted to turn things into gold, and I don't think they were ever able to do that. 1A2, a substance held capable of prolonging life indefinitely. Again, nope. We got movies, I think, that talk about, the life elixir, the elixir that will make you young forever. It's not going to happen. Nobody's ever lived forever. But there are certain things you can do to make your body live better and healthier for longer periods of time, like diet and exercise. Let's see, where are we? 1B1. The synonym is cure-all. Cure-all. It's an elixir. It's going to cure everything. I don't know. There's probably things that are out there that are pretty helpful, but I don't think there's any cure-alls. 1B2, a medicinal concoction. Well, that's the most accurate one we've seen so far. It's just a concoction. It's just you throw in some stuff together, and it's maybe going to help you medically, and it probably will. And that's an elixir. That's a good elixir. Number 2, a sweetened liquid, usually containing alcohol, that is used in medication either for its medicinal ingredients or as a flavoring. Oh, well, I'm going to just drink this mixer because either it's going to help me medically or it's going to taste good. Either way, it's a win in my book. Number 3, the essential principle. The essential principle. This is like, it's like a principle. It's like a thing to live by. What are your principles? Well, my essential principle is an elixir, and I don't really know what that means in that context. Let's see. This is from the Arabic word al-iksir. Al hyphen, and I think al means the, if I'm not mistaken. Al ixer, and that means the elixir. This is from al, which means the, plus ixir, which means elixir. So, and okay, elixir, ixir. So ixir, wait a minute. Yeah, ixir means elixir. It's the elixir, but then you add in al and it becomes the elixir, which means it's one of those weird, funny word things. It just means the elixir. Probably from the Greek xerion, which means desiccative powder, which is from xeros, which is with an X, which means dry. So maybe elixirs were, a dry, powdery thing that maybe you'd mixed in with liquids and it became a medicinal thing, and maybe it tasted good. Maybe there's alcohol. I don't know. Something like that. The last word is Elizabethan. Elizabethan. It's Elizabeth with an A-N. Capital E. Capital E. Elizabethan. Adjective from 1807 of, relating to, or characteristic of Elizabeth I of England or her reign. The time that she reigned, or her herself, everything that when she was in control, maybe she was an elite Elizabeth. And Elizabethan is a noun. I will put a link in the show notes for Elizabeth I so you can learn more about her and what years this was and who were her parents and who were her children. And I don't know any of those. Well, 1807. So she was probably reigning around, give or take, 1807, I would assume. Okay, it is time to read the words again, real quick, real fast like, and pick a word of the episode. We had Elijah, eliminate, elimination. Elisha, Elisha, yes. Elision, elite, elitism, elixir, and Elizabethan. I think I'll just pick elite as the word of the episode because, as I said, it's a very interesting concept of important people, and possibly or not using their power for good. And that's the thing that I struggle with. I recently mentioned the movie The Hunt, and there are a lot of elites in that movie, and it's a very interesting political film, and I think you should watch it. So, elite, elite, elite. Some people are elite. Some people are not considered elite. What are you doing if you're an elite? Are you using your powers for good, you elite? The people who are elite. I don't have to keep on going. It's just a thing to think about and ponder. And if you are an elite, if you are looking to become an elite, maybe think about why and what are you going to do when you reach that milestone? What are you going to do for the world? Let's talk about a movie that I watched. Let's see. Oh, I remember because the last one I just recorded 30 minutes ago. Yep, about 30 minutes ago. Barbie. I think this was the 4th time we watched the Barbie movie. We took a friend to go see it in the theater who hadn't seen it before. And, of course, we were like, well, yeah, we love this movie, so we're going to go see it again. And I don't know, was there anything new that I learned about Barbie after the 4th time? I don't know. It's just a great movie. And it's really fun. And you should watch it. And it says a lot about the human condition. And if you haven't seen Barbie by now, which is, I don't know, late 2023 or later, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go see Barbie. Okay, we're done. We're done. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Thank you, and goodbye.